Shalom.
What's going on, Noah?
Good to see you.
What up, big man?
What up, Doe?
For people on our team or like people out there that have like $5,000, like what would you recommend them to go do?
Best advice I'd have to someone who has like $5,000 is to make an anonymous Twitter account and start lurking on Twitter. And there's just a wealth of information. People want followers, and in exchange for followers, they will post like really in-depth threads on things that they're buying. It's basically like free advice. So that's how I got started. I just made an anonymous Twitter and started following a lot of these big trading guys in the space just to get exposure. And then what I would do, the ecosystem is massive right now. Like there's no way that you could cover every single one. So I would pick something that really interests you. So crypto gaming is going to be really huge. Like, for example, there's a really cool project called Seedify on Ethereum, and it's kind of like a launching platform for all cryptos. So like you could look at all of the new crypto games that are coming out and just research it. Research the team, checked out their LinkedIn profiles, stuff like that. Or you could get really deep in a certain platform. Like you could get into the Solana ecosystem. You could get into Neo, Ethereum, Polkadot. Polkadot is what I'm really into right now. Like they're rolling out auction soon, which is like the equivalent of getting like an ICO in the crypto space. And so that's something where I would love to take, if I had $5,000, take 1,000 and put it into the 5 best new Polkadot auctions that are coming out, and hopefully one of those like 50Xs or something like that. So my recommendation is really to niche and pick something that's really interesting to you or a platform that you really like.
Look, I cannot provide legal or financial advice. What I can tell you is it's a lot easier to buy crypto and hold through the volatility if you believe in it. If you don't believe in it, when it goes down 20%, you're going to freak out and sell. So I encourage you to develop your own conviction, do your own research. If you come to believe in crypto, then buy whatever it is that you like and hold through the volatility. Do not try and actively trade this stuff. You will get chopped up. Your emotions will screw with you. We are very public about Solana and Helium in particular. I can't recommend you go buy them, but if you do your research and like them, then go buy them.
I would say put it in Bitcoin to start, because it's much easier to learn about crypto with some money in crypto already. So I think it's good to just put it in Bitcoin to start, and then as you learn about more projects, then you can start being a little more risky with it. But I mean, it's hard to see Bitcoin failing if crypto succeeds. It seems like a pretty safe bet on the ecosystem as a whole.
A good answer is probably, put $4,500 in Bitcoin and buy $500 worth of books, or, like just kind of, it's investing in yourself is good.
There's always some guy that has that answer. It's good. You're right. It's the right answer.
Any new dollars I get that I would want to acquire any form of cryptocurrency with, it would go to Bitcoin. And so for them, they should learn, Bitcoin. They should, they should spend $4,800 on Bitcoin and $200 on a really good hardware wallet. And part of that idea is also that a hardware wallet is going to really enable the form factor and the understanding of the experience of like how transformative it is to use Bitcoin versus other forms of currency. Because when you're ever using dollars, you're at the behest of a bank or a financial institution that holds that for you or moves it for you. But Bitcoin, you can move yourself.
Make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell, ding, because I will be posting weekly subscriber-only content such as link to my office hours, behind the scenes of things that are going on in my business, as well as freebies and goodies for subscribers only. So if you don't want to miss out, you need to make sure you hit that subscribe button and that little bell, ding, so YouTube will make sure you get notified every single time. I love you, and I'll see you out there.
What projects are you paying attention to now?
Oh, Arweave. It's like you pay once and then you store a file forever. Like, you know how you pay Dropbox once a year for storage? So imagine just paying Dropbox like 64 cents, and then you store a JPEG just forever.
Audius is basically kind of a decentralized SoundCloud.
Dude, I saw you post that. That's dope.
Audius is pretty cool. So remember back in 2010 to 2014 era, SoundCloud was really big. And it was really big because DJs posted all the remixes there. Starting around 2014, the label started enforcing copyright on these remixes, and all of those remixes got taken down, and that's why SoundCloud kind of lost relevance. Audius is a new music distribution platform. They're not really trying to displace Spotify or Apple Music. I don't think that's the goal. There's about 6 million monthly active users on Audius now, and they are focused on long-tail distribution and discovery for up-and-coming DJs and artists. And so if you're a passionate music discovery person, there's probably a lot of really cool stuff for you on Audius.
If you're kind of early and new to crypto, you want to try and find something that hasn't really exploded quite yet. The two that I think are really exciting, maybe three, are Jungle Freaks. This is number one. If you go to OpenSea right now and look at the rankings, this is number one in terms of total sales. And that's a really good project. I still think Mooncats have quite a bit of ways to go up. You know, I'm about even from an Ethereum perspective from when I bought into Mooncats. I was buying them for around 1 ETH, and they're worth about 1 ETH today. But obviously Ethereum has about 3x in that time. So it's tough to find something to outperform ETH. So basically protected my ETH for me. I also think Dogepound is a really good project. You know, that's around, I think, a 2.5 ETH floor.
For your crypto portfolio, you did text me. What's a high level or breakout of what your portfolio looks like?
So most of my portfolio, probably like 70%, is split between Helium, HNT, and Solana. I'd heard about Solana for a while. I even read a paper from Multicoin Capital, which puts out great stuff on Solana. So right now, I think Ethereum does 15 or 30 transactions per second. Solana does 2,000 or 3,000 per second, if not more. So it's just it's already working. It's already 100 times faster. The one sentence pitch is that Helium is replacing what Verizon does. But what they're really doing is they're allowing people to buy these hotspots, which are these little square, the size of a Mac Mini, and you connect it to your Wi-Fi, and then that broadcasts a signal throughout your neighborhood, and you earn some HNT. There's just inflation, and there is HNT being printed, but it goes to people that are actually broadcasting their Wi-Fi pretty much. It's not a Wi-Fi signal, but you're making a network, and they're exploding. So I think 4 months ago, if you go to helium.guide, that's actually our Helium page that has these charts, but a few months ago they were at 40,000, 30,000 of these hotspots ordered. Now they're, I think, over 150, probably quickly approaching 200,000 hotspots.
So my portfolio right now is 30% NFTs and 70% crypto. So I'm really heavily into that. I consider that to be really heavy in NFTs. I've just been really aping into them over the last year or so. So on my 70% crypto portfolio, I'm about 15% Bitcoin, 10% Ethereum, 10% Chainlink, 10% VeChain. And then what we'll talk about later, but I'm 20% on a project called Moon River right now.
One thing I wonder internally is is it better to buy the coin and then let this NFT stuff that's on top of the coins just they can go fight that, and I'll just kind of bet on the Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and just let everyone else kind of go figure out what these collectibles do well or not?
I would, NFTs are a tough thing to buy right now because now people are realizing they can make a lot of money on them. So there are literally 100 mint opportunities a day where you can be the first one, and it's really cheap to get a mint. You can get it for 0.05 ETH, or you can get it for 0.5 SOL. I mean, these are $50 to $200, something like that. But 99% of these are going to zero.
I mean, if you follow me on Twitter, it's not very hard to figure out what our 5 to 8 largest holdings are. I talk about them frequently. So it's not that hard to figure it out.
What'd you take on the ETF? I haven't really dove into it. I feel like you probably have a better understanding.
Yeah, the Bitcoin ETF that just got approved a couple days ago, I would strongly recommend you do not purchase it. It will mathematically underperform Bitcoin because of how it's structured with cash and fees and margining in the futures and whatever. If you want exposure to Bitcoin, please go to Coinbase, or please go to FTX or FTX.us if you're in the United States, and please just buy Bitcoin there.
I talked to these other guys today. They're like, there's this coin, there's this NFT, and there's this other thing, and there's I think it's a really interesting counterpoint that you're I just do Bitcoin. Can you explain that more?
Bitcoin definitely has de-risked a lot over the last 5 to 10 years. There's still some risk there, but there's also correspondingly a lot of still asymmetric upside, the chance of Bitcoin going to zero versus the chance of it's going up another 10 to 100x. There's a really good investment trade-off there, especially where for a lot of these other new tokens and NFT things, there is still a sizable chance that those go to zero.
Do you guys have any public numbers how big Unchained is?
Yeah, some of these are public, but we have over $2 billion of Bitcoin we help secure across our clients, and have that's been after growing over those 5 years I mentioned.
One thing I wonder is are we at the end or the beginning? Because some people are I missed it. It's it could also just be the beginning.
Right, we're both. So this is definitely a local top. That's what we call it. So when things are really high, I mean, NFTs have really exploded. Coinbase is rolling out, but there's going to be something like a winter like we had in 2017, 2018, where Bitcoin went to 20K and it went down to 3. Like, that's probably going to happen.
Any other crypto or NFT words of wisdom?
Your digital presence means more than your physical presence at this point. Like, it used to be you drove, before the internet, you drove around town, and if you had the Rolls Royce, like, you were like the guy in your town, you know what I mean? But now it's like, we don't really know each other face to face. We only know each other online. And so, like, if you have a CryptoPunk as your Twitter picture, you're guaranteed like 10,000 followers that day. And then also everything you say is taken with a little bit more seriousness. Like, there's no more of these like Ty Lopez, like, this is my like garage, these are like my land. It's like, no, dude, like, sack up. Do you have 600K liquid right now to buy a CryptoPunk? Go fucking do it. You know what I mean? And then Twitter's rolling out verification on it.
Buy and hold, man. Don't sell. You know, like, the statistics are amazing, right? Like, you know, for a couple of days this week, everyone that bought Bitcoin was like in the green. You know, and everyone, and I think even like a way somebody put it was, if you just bought all the all-time highs all the way up, like you'd be doing great.
If you want just generally good news flow of what's happening, The Block is my favorite news thing in crypto. I believe their URL is theblockcrypto.com. Overall, they have the best kind of news and insights. They have both news and they have like opinion pieces as well.
I think that money is going to go from being this thing that everyone holds the same one to something that represents your values, and the money you're holding kind of embodies what you care about and what you value, because you see the NFTs, that means art. Helium means a share in this network. Bitcoin means like a share in this whole thing, pretty much. The government's eventually going to make crypto a core part of its money.
If you want to hear more of the story about how I became a Bitcoin millionaire, make sure you check out this video right up here. And if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, Uncle Noah loves you. He wants to send you more videos. Make sure to subscribe. I'll see you out there. Pew, pew.